Hey all, boardgamerants here. We'll find everything solo, tabletop gaming, and more. I'm going to show you something that was brought to my attention here, a little gem, a way to play Trajan solo using an automa style opponent. Let's take a look. So here is the instructions to run this automa version, and it was brought to my attention by Board Game Geek user Bike Freak. Also, I believe watches the channel, and said, "Hey, I made this automa style variant solo. I believe he mentioned it's been published in the Polish version of this game, but not in the English version." And offered to actually send me some cards, but I'm fine with just print and play stuff there. You'll notice that if you look at the game, it's all set up just as if you would play a two-player game. And I'm going to assume that you know how to play this game. I'm not going to teach you how to play the game of Trajan, but that you've played it. And I just want to show you how you can play it solo using these rules. And so the only thing you're going to see out here that's different really than if I was playing somebody is this stack of cards, which I printed up, cut up, and there's 18 of them, and I'm going to show you how they're incorporated to give you an opponent to play. And again, all your rules are right here on one sheet of paper. Thank you, Bike Freak, for bringing this to my attention. Right when I was like, oh man, I really want a point salad type, Stefan Feld. I haven't played in a while, and it was just an itch I was looking to scratch. It was perfect timing, and also I'm a little obsessed. You can see up there, I'm starting to pick up older games there that have not official solo variants, but fan-made solo variants, and have been printing off stuff and picking up games that I can get for cheap. As it is, I already had this one, so that is super duper cheap. Anyway, let's get into showing you how this plays solo. All right, I had a couple things out of place, had to scooch that over, had an extra guy there, but now, again, everything is set up like a two-player game, and you randomly decide who goes first. I have decided that I'm going first. I have not won this variant, by the way. I've played it 5 or 6 times. It's pretty tough. And there's ways to adjust the difficulty. Even on easy, I'm finding it difficult to pull it off, but I've come close, within about 5-10 points a couple times now. So anyway, so on my turn, I'd take my turn exactly like normal. So I might say go boop, boop, and that means I have to move the round track 2 spaces. What do we have over here? I've accomplished this Trajan tile. I would get my 5 points and put a worker on the construction site. So we discard that worker over there. We get our 5 points. And then we take this action as usual. And that is a centered action. I would go over here. Gives me 2 more points. There we go. Good start. Now, you flip over the card to see what the automa is going to do. And what you see here, you're just going to pay attention to the top row. First of all, this number is how many spaces this track marker is going to move, which is 1. Now, the only way that the automa scores points is you double this number. So the automa is going to get 2 points. Then you look here to see what the automa is going to do. This is one of the simpler actions. That is simply the centered action. Going to take that. Let's move it over here. But again, it's not going to get the 2 points. The only time it gets points is during this whole thing right here. You're going to move the round tracker up and then double it. Boom. That's the only points that the automa is going to get. Makes it easy. So then that just gets discarded. Now it's back over to me. And I kind of want to move along here for time's sake. So let's just say I go 1, 2. I'm not going to think too long and hard about my actions. Just want to show you more what the automa does. And so I'm going to do this forum action. And let's just take ourselves, these tend to come in handy, right? Complete our sets. So I'll grab that. And now it's back to automa. So I flip this over. Okay, again, just a 1. We're going to move that up on the track. We're going to double that number. Now, it's going to take a Trajan action. So what you do is you draw another card and you look to see what is next to that. And in this case, it's going to take one of the top tile off of this Trajan stack, just like that. And that's it. You don't pay any attention to anything up there. This card said, okay, take this action, but not on this card. You actually flip over a new one and take the action on that, ignoring the top. So that was the automa's turn. We go back over to me. And let's say I just scooch over here. And that means I move one there. We're going to go up here, and we're going to head on up and take this tile right there. I love me some wild tiles. Now, just like that, back to automa. Flipping this over. Wow, another one. So this scooches up one. These numbers, they get bigger. Anyway, here's the action it's going to take. So again, we don't pay attention to, for this card that we first draw, we only pay attention to this. Then this is going to tell us to, well, what we do actually is draw and look at that action. Okay, so, and in this case, the automa is going to take their one worker and start construction on the highest victory point value of that symbol. So it's going to take this, and since nothing's been put out there, there's going to be a 5. There it is. Put that there. Doesn't take the tile, doesn't score the points, but does get this little extra action. The first time it takes, or it lands on a tile of its type, it takes the extra action. It's not going to do it again. So if it ever ends up on another thing there, it's not going to take that action. It's only going to do it the first time, just like we would. So I'll put that there. Now that action, again, is the ship action. So we're going to flip over another card and see what that ship action is telling us to do. It is telling us to put a card on the discard, the left side. So pile these all up. You simply take this card, top card, and put it on the left side of the pile. And that's it. There's sort of a chain of things, and you'll find yourself sometimes going through card after card after card as you complete an action, but then you'll just shuffle everything up again and keep at it. But that was the automa's turn. Back over to me. And let's see here. Let's go with, well, kind of everything's leading to the shipping action there, isn't it? So maybe we'll do a little shipping action. Except for, I guess we could go over here and do more Senate. Yeah, why don't we do the Senate? Because we want to try and stay ahead of that guy. 2, 3. Senate action. Go up there. Now we pulled ahead. We're going to get 3 points there. And then, yes, we are competing for these tiles here at the end of the round. So that is that. Going back over to the automa. Here we go. And this is where it starts cranking. So 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I even move my 3 up? I don't even remember if I moved my 3 up. Let me double check that. Okay, so I did forget. So before we do this, I had forgotten 1, 2, 3, 4 going back. I'd forgotten to move up 3 on the track for my movements. 1, 2, 3, which would have had the first demand tile come out, and at the end of my turn, we would flip that over. So there's the first demand. Now it would officially be automa's turn. So with that 4 again, first card you flip over, you only pay attention to the top, nothing below that. And so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the track. Now double 4, that's 8 points. So 4, 8, bam, jumps ahead, and then takes a rather easy Senate action again. So this moves up. He's on top there. Doesn't get those points though. And then we just discard that. We'll move on over to here. Now I know that I want that little helmet demand there, so I could do it this way or this way. Let's just go ahead with a little bit of, I got that there and that there. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the form action, let's grab that demand. There's that. Okay, automa's turn. Flipping it over. Okay, so the 7, you actually don't double. It's the one number that you do not double. But still, it gets this thing trucking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, I'm gonna have that demand tile to look at here. And it's gonna take this construction action. Now, if it had a worker available, it would flip over a card and do whatever it said on that next card. But because it doesn't have a worker available for its action, it just takes and makes a worker available over there. So that was that action this turn. And it's back to me. And let's go ahead and see about completing this. So 1, 2, 3. Going over here. 1, 2, 3. Back over. We have completed this Trajan tile. We're going to get 1 point. We get to keep that for later. Oh, I forgot to flip this over and reveal it. Oh, well, that's handy. And then, yes, we get to take that. So let's see here. Well, maybe we should now start looking into other goodies. See, we could take, I don't have anything real big in my hand here yet that I just feel like I desperately need one or the other of those. So I'm not too worried about losing this whole battle. So let's just go ahead and take this little extra action tile, because you never know when that can come in handy. So that is my turn. Back to automa. All right, so we're gonna, man, I want to show you different actions here. 1, 2, it's gonna double it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's just gonna do the simple little doohickey. There's that. Okay. Back over to me, and let's maybe we can try to work on that here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's go with I don't know, 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, okay, here comes the last demand. We get to do this. Let's, I don't know what that demand is. We're good so far. Let's go with, well, let's just march our way up here to start going after points, I guess. So we'll take this. Got a spare one of those handy. And back over to automa. Here we go. Ugh. So now in the normal version of this, normal difficulty, you double this number. For easy, there's only 1 6. I believe there's only 1 6 and 1 7 in the whole, in all of this. So in the easy version, you do not double the 6. You never double the 7, unless you want to play blisteringly difficult, and you double the 7. But in the normal difficulty, you double everything except for the 7, so this would get doubled. So that means, well, first it would move this up 6 spaces on the track, and then 12, so we're at 20. We're already at 30 for the automa scoring. Okay, here we go. Now this is, again, we don't pay attention to any other part of this card. We have to flip over the next card and see what that action is going to be for it. Whoops, here we go. And we look down here, and it gives us Ludiganununensis. So that is how you pronounce that, for 1. 2, we just go up here and we take the big boss guy, and we find that, and it goes there, and it just takes this tile off. Doesn't do anything with it, just discards it. And so it doesn't move like you have, have to move adjacent. This thing just pops out there wherever this card dictates, and in this case it dictated that. So that's that was its action there. Now it is back over to me, and well, oops, yeah, there we go. Flipping that over, I need some bread. Well, there's no bread to be found except for over there, and I can't really get to that because I can't really move that. Oh wait, yes I could. I can do a full circle, but that's gonna do it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this would allow me to put more, and then I'd be able to take that action. Okay, we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, which makes it so this doesn't quite end this quarter yet. I get to complete this, which gives me 2 points way back here. Then I get to put 2 workers here in the little military space. There we go. Bump, bump. This gets discarded. Now I get to take this action, which I have not taken an action out here yet. I want to take one that's going to allow me to move my military guy here over here to get some bread. So that would be, I need this little helmet as an extra action. So I need to take this door, let's go over here and look for the doors. Here's the best door there. We're going to take that tile, door. I don't know what this is. This symbol, you know, we get 5 points for that. And then we get to take that extra action. So here is 3, 4, 5. This is what I love so much about this game. It's just a little chain of things that you get to do. We get to move this guy here. We're going to take this bread tile. And now we are going to be able to meet all of the demands. That was my turn. Here goes the automa. Okay. We got 1. That's going to be enough to end this first quarter. So I'll drop that right there. Now it's going to take, oh wait, doubles this to get its points. 1, 2. And then it's going to take this military action, which in this case, okay, so it's going to go from left to right. First, it's going to try to put one of its legionnaires on a spot where the big boss guy is. Well, I forget what that guy's called. Anyway, then if that's not possible, it's just going to get and train, put a worker on that spot. And if that's not possible, then you're going to move your big guy there by drawing another card and seeing what territory it tells you to move to. But in this case, we can do the far left one. We can take this guy, move him there. Doesn't get any points, just starts blocking areas and getting in the way out there. And that is the automa's action. But now we are done. We have reached here. So it's the end of the quarter. I usually take this and put it in front of me, so I'm reminded that I take the next turn after we do all this. And so everything is done the same way you would normally. First, you got to meet your demands. I can meet that, I can meet that, and I can meet that. So all demands are met. These get discarded. And then you go over here and you look. Now, he won the whole Senate vote thing. So one way you can resolve this is by removing the one and giving it to the automa who doesn't score it. It just basically takes the one you probably wanted the most. In this case, I don't care either way, but the way I usually play it too, there's an alternative way to just trying to choose which one. Oh man, this is the one I really wanted. So you give it to the automa and you take the other one. Of course, you flip it over. Or you can just flip over the next card, and if it's a 1 or a 3 in the top, is going to get the left. If it's anything but a 1 or a 3, it's going to get the right. So for the automa, it's going to get, it's a 4, so it's going to take this tile on the right, and we'll just discard it. I get this one, but flipped over on its gray side. I forgot to get my little bonus one there too, didn't I? So I was supposed to, when you start the game, you get a bonus, you get 1 bonus tile. So so there's my 1 bonus tile, and here's mine that I just got for losing the whole vote thing. So I go on the bottom. And then we start refilling like you would normally with the game. Get all these and discard all these, and then it's going to get 3 more of those guys. I think normally in the game you're supposed to use these to put your bonus tiles in, but I use them for these tiles because it's just there's so many more of these, and it's easier to mix them up than try and stack them all up and stuff. So there's all that. I want to be able to see in that bag. Okay, there's all that. Upside down bread. Upside down helmet. Everybody, right yourselves. Okay. Then we draw 2 more here. So over here, I've just got these kind of hidden, so I can't even see what the next 2 might be. And I just put them there. And then we look up here and see if anything gets refilled. It does. This would get filled. That would get refilled. But these don't because they got guys on them, even if they're clumsy. Okay. That is that. Now, we are done. We don't shuffle this up until we need to. At least that's my understanding. So this just stays like that. But we are now starting in quarter 2. So getting after it, I get to take the first turn, and we're gonna go. Let's start going over here and getting another Trajan tile while scooching up slowly on that. And let's pick ourselves out. We need a bread. Yeah, let's just take this. Let's get this bread one. We'll put it right there. Scooching that over. And that was my action. Okay, let's see what the automa does here. Voop. So moves 3 on this track. doubles that, gets 6 points. 6. And now it's going to take the ship action. So we flip over the next card and see what it says. It says add a card to the discard on the right. So we'll flip this over, put that right there. Done. Back to me. 1, 2, 3. We're going to make this a super mighty one. 1, 2, 3. We take this military action. Let's just go ahead and keep scooching. Let's hear, what do we possibly need? Well, let's just head up here. And I want to go after some of these big 10-pointers here. So I'm going to take this, stacking those up. Back to the automa. Here we go. All right, moving 2 spaces is the automa. And then scores 4 points. And it's going to take that action. Flip over the next card to find out what that is. And the big boss man is going to move to Belgica. So we look over here. Oh, now I'm on Belgica. So in that case, you redraw. So to redraw, you have to shuffle all these. Let me shuffle all these real quick. And bam, all reshuffled. The automa is trying to take a military action. Military action is going to be Narbonensis. And so and this guy's gonna go right there and remove this tile. That's the automa's turn. Back to me. All right, well, let's go ahead and see about trying to get what we need for this bread over here. We're gonna move 8 spaces though. Whoo-wee. So let's go with a 1 and wait. Yeah, a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6. Wait, no, and a 6 and a 7 and a 8. I don't know. 8. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demands coming up. Let's get another Trajan tile. Let's go over here. We got any? Yeah, we do have these anyway. So why don't we just grab this, pop it down there, and put that there. And it's back to automa's turn. Automa's going to move 2 on this track. It's going to double that for its score of 4 points. Going to take the Trajan action. So we'll discard that. We need to flip over this card to see what it's going to take. Okay, when it takes one of these, it's going to take the topmost Trajan tile of this stack, which is this military one. So, and it's going to discard it. But in discarding it, doesn't get the points or anything, but it is going to place a worker there and turn it into a legionnaire. So it's going to take this and place that there. If this had 2 guys, you'd get to place 2 of them on there. But just the 1 this time. That's the Trajan action for the automa. And now it's back to me. What am I going to do? Well, I really would like to get that sutured up, but I got a little ways to go. I guess I can just scooch this here. We'll move 1 on this track. Oh, I keep forgetting to flip this over. Okay, we need bread. And then I took the centered action. Boop. We're going to get a couple points for that. And then, oh yeah, and this matters a little bit more because, you know, I'd really prefer, I don't want that one. I'd really like to have that one because I should have extra bread going for me. So I'd like to win this vote this time. And that's that. Okay. Automa moves 3 up on this track. 1, 2, 3, which is going to trigger another demand that we'll get to see. It's going to get 6 points, 4, 5, 6. And is going to take this construction action. So we flip over the next card to see what it is. It's going to build to now. Once he has a worker out here, now can only do orthogonally, just like us. And so it needs a stair or the little door thing, and just is going to keep drawing until it gets that. So nope, nope. Draw again. There's the stair. So it's going to take its worker here. And again, if it didn't have this worker, we wouldn't have drawn any of those cards. We would have just taken a worker and put it in that spot. But because he had the worker, we kept drawing until a legal move occurred. And here it is. So this goes here. Doesn't get the points, but because it's the first time it's taken, got these little steps, we look and it's going to take form action. So when it takes a form action, the first thing it does, if it's the first of the quarter that you're in, then it's just going to take the topmost extra action tile and perform it. So it's going to take that. Now in the future, if it's supposed to take a form action, it's going to take something that these demand tiles are showing, so that hopefully I can't get it. And then, but if there's nothing out there or if there's no demand tiles out showing yet, or there's no more tokens that can be taken from here because they're all gone, then it's just going to, again, from left to right and working its way down, it's going to take the next tile. So, but again, for the first time, it's going to take this action, it's going to take this tile, it's going to get to perform it. So it's going to take this and it's going to do a Trajan action. So it's going to discard that. And when it takes an action, you got to flip over a card to see what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to do this one again. So it's going to take the topmost military Trajan tile, which is this. Doesn't score its points, but it is going to get to move a worker over to become a legionnaire. And there we go. That was its turn. It all started with first putting that worker there. And again, you don't take the tiles for the automa, you just put them on top of the tiles. I can't get those, but I could put a worker on there just like you would normally be able to do in a 2-player if I ever needed to, but I would not be able to get the tile that's under this guy. Now it's back over to me. Oh, but before we do it, let's see what our next demand is. Okay, we need that. So we got that. We need some bread. Where's bread? We got tons of bread there. We're all lined up here to complete this too. So, but we're all lined up to complete that too. Oh, there's our bread. Let's do it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, we'll scooch this up. 1, 2, 3. And we've completed this. Let's put that there. Let's get our 1 point. Let's do the ship action. And do we see anything up there that we just gotta have? I think so. Yeah, we better take this one, because now we've got three of a kind there, which is pretty big points there. So that is that. Now it is back to Automa's turn, and here we go. All right, gonna move 1 up on the track, doubles it for its score here. It's going to take the Trajan action, so we'll flip over the next card. It's going to take, it's going to do this one though. So it's going to take the top of this Trajan stack. It's going to get a worker and place it in that little worker pool there. So that helped it to be able to get more guys out there faster. And that was its turn. It's back over to me. And I can, well, here we go. Let's do it. We're going to go 1, 2. Gonna move up 2 on this track. Completed this Trajan tile. So we've got 4 points coming our way. We get a +2, which I think I'm going to put right underneath there. So now when I take this extra action, so now I get to, first of all, I get to take the form action, which let's just go with, not so interested in that now, but I am, because I want this. So we're going to take, I think we're going to take a bread. And then, is there anything out there that I really, really, really want? Well, we might as well just, let's take this, let's use it, and let's take a couple more of these things. So let's take, well, let's see, we already got a couple of those. Let's take another bread, just to try to double down on that. I really want to make sure that we get those 9 points. And then let's take let's take this ship action. These can be handy, so we'll put that right there, because we got to do it twice because of our +2 there. I am done, and it is now Automa's turn. Automa moves up 2 on this, gets 4 points. You can see it really clips along. Once you start understanding the system, it moves really fast. Okay, here's this form action again. It would have taken, it's already done that first time of a quarter action, right? So now it's looking and it's saying, okay, there's bread and there's this, so it's going to take top down. It's going to grab the first one of that. And if there was a wild demand out here, it would grab it first. But in this case, it's going to take this. Can't really stop me, but that's just what the chain of things that it does. And it's all here too. You can just look here in this forum part here. It kind of goes down, you know, for the first action of each round, remove the topmost extra action tile in the first column of the forum tiles, which I did. And then it performs that extra action and then subsequent action. So it's all written out there. Pretty short, pretty sweet. It's done. It's back to my turn. I am going to what? Well, let's see here. Let's go with 5. Let's go ahead and keep securing our position here in the Senate. Let's go with a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes the new demand. I will scooch up here. I'm going to get myself 3 sweet points. But boy, you know, it really gets ahead of you. But you really, it's at the end game where you get to score all the end game stuff, and hopefully you do enough to catch back up to it. But it's, you know, my experience has been in the normal level, it gets up into the 160s, and in the easier it gets in the 150s total. But that's been, you know, only over the course of about 5 games, so I don't really know if that holds super consistent, but it seems to. So anyway, this guy's going to be going all the way around here over the course of this game. You'll see. Well, I don't know if I'll show you that much, but anyway, what did I just do? Okay, I just took that action. I bumped up there. It's back to, oh, now we get to flip this over. Okay, I've got a helmet. We have got all the demands met here. No problem at all. Finding out what the automa is going to do. It's going to move up 1 on this track. Doubles its points there. It's going to take the military action, so it's going to flip over this next card. Going to move to Germania Inferior. So that is right there. And so when it takes an extra action tile, though, it does actually do it. So it's going to take this build, this construct action. So to take the construct action, you got to flip over the next card. And it's going to place a worker. Again, if it didn't have a worker here, then we would not have flipped over a card. We would have just taken a worker and put it in the pool over there, but it did. So I flipped over a card. This works for it because it's got that right there. So it's going to take this, going to block that up, but because, oh, and again, it's the first time it's taken that action. So it is going to get to do its military action. So it's kind of handy. It has it right there for you so you can see it. So now it's going to take a military action, little chain of actions here. And then, again, if it can, it's going to put a legionnaire out with its captain or big boss guy. And it can. So it's going to take this, and it's going to put that there, which makes this worth a lot less, which sucks because I was kind of headed over here. I wanted to get maybe some of those points, but that's how the automa operates. Kind of gets out there and messes with your plans a bit. And that was the automa's turn. It is back to me. First and foremost, let's just pop here. I'm going to move up, and let's grab little Trajan thing here. Let's go and let's get this. Or do we want this? Let's get this one because I like those double. Get those double guys out there. So we'll move that. Put that there. I've taken my action. Did I move the 1 space? I don't remember. I'm thinking I did. Did I? Anyway, let's flip this over. I don't want to go back and look. So it goes 1, 2, goes there. Then it's going to get double its points. It's going to take a military action. So we're going to flip over the next card. And the big boss man is going to move to Belgica. Oh, but it's not because I'm there. So it's going to draw another card and determine where it's going to move. Let me shuffle these up. There we go. Again, we got to flip over till it finds a spot that he can legally move to. In this case, Britannia. Oh, no. Ugh, don't want, oh no, and this, oh, golly. And this contributes to this whole thing. So this gives him 4 to my 3. So right now, he's beating me out for this. God darn it. That was, that's a bummer. So, well, crap nuggets. Let's see if I can still pull this off, maybe. Well, yeah, I can, hopefully. So we're going to move this here. That's only going to move 1 on that track. This is going to move up here. We're going to get 4 points for that. It's back over to Automa's turn. Oh, Again, we don't double this, it just gets 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be the end of, so we're halfway through the game. But now it's going to take this action here. So it actually needs to draw. Oh, it's got that possibility too. So here we go. Nope, it's not near steps. It is near that. So it's going to, oh, sorry. Here I was telling you. Remember, doesn't have a thing over there. So we would not have flipped over cards. We would have just taken this and plopped it down right there. And that would have been its action. And that would have been it too. So the automa finished the second quarter. We would square away on everything like normal. I would take this and I'd put it here in front of me so I know that it's my turn next. Got to fill these demands, which all I need to do is get rid of this one tile. And I've got these to take care of the rest. And then we'd clear off this board. Oh, well, first of all, then this would happen. He's got a vote of 4. I have a vote of 4, but I'm farther up on the track, so I would break that tie. I believe that's how that works. So I would get the one that I wanted, which was this one for sure. And then this one would just get discarded. And then you just keep going, and you keep going. And at the end of the game, though, the automa is only going to have the points that it's scored from doubling these cards. Of course, it doesn't double to 7, but that's the only way it scores points is by, what you were seeing there. So wherever it ends up at the end of the game is where it ends at. You're probably going to be way behind, and then hope that you get yourself some good points by scoring your sets of these little worker tiles, among all the other ways that you can score, especially being these bonus tiles that hopefully get you some big points there so you can catch up and maybe win at the end, which I still have yet to do. But that's pretty much it. I think you saw all the action it takes here. You saw it take Trajan tiles. You saw it scooch up on this track and try and beat me out. You saw how it comes out here, and it kind of follows a little bit different rules, and that just sort of bounces around, doesn't move adjacent or anything. It just gets to kind of bounce around according to what the cards show there. And there's a few rules there. You saw that I wasn't, if there was one of my guys on there, it says move the general. Oh, it's a general. That's right, to indicate a region if already there, or if there's any legionnaires are there, then redraw. So oftentimes it just wants to move onto a space all by itself, and but that's pretty straightforward to learn and keep track of. You saw it do the shipping action, which you didn't see it. There are cards here where it just says, instead of just discarding a card like this one, it says to just add to the discard on the right side. There's other ship cards here that give you a ship to just flip over. If it hasn't been flipped over yet, you'd flip it over to its gray side, so that you would, if you try to turn in a set of cards, you now would score less. So the automa does get in your way where these boats are concerned as well. So there you have it. That's is how you use this automa system with the rules provided by Bike Freak. And maybe that'll get you busting out this old game of Trajan. If you don't have anybody to play with, you have a very viable way of playing with this system. I like it. It moves fast. It's very easy to learn. And it does well to be kind of that impeding player that gets in your way, and then does at least give you a scoring goal to try and win the game there. Please let me know if you have any other questions or concerns, or if I goofed up in any way. I apologize, but at least that's the way I understand these rules. I'm pretty sure I got it fairly close. Until next time, I'm Board Game Rants. I appreciate you watching. And I'm out.